What's going on? It's straight the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will set you free. Yes, sir. Namaste. Peace and blessings to you, awakening one. Shout out to the awake ones if you're watching. Hey, look. This is a confession video, man. I haven't made one of these in a minute, and I want to make one. So this is basically in this video, awakening when I'm just wanting to get out. I want to just release a lot of bad energy that's been within my life from the past. So this is a way for me to vent. This is a way for you to vent. You know, come on in. Just express yourself and just lay out any bad energy within your life that you didn't experience or been through, so that going through in your journey, you know, it can be more of a blissful one for yourself. You know, so. But, you know, I just want to repent right here, right now, and expressing within this confession video how in my past life I have never been a saint. Okay, I've never been a saint. I have never been somebody that is looked at as someone who has lived a righteous life, because I haven't. And no one is perfect. Okay? And those words could even be said in the Bible. You can find a scripture, a verse from the Bible, you know, demon where no man is perfect, no woman is perfect, no one is perfect. So, and I know in my life I done had a lot of troubles. Within all our past lives, we done had troubles, you know, trauma, things that we didn't experience and dealt with. And as a kid, for me growing up, I had an okay childhood, you know, growing up. It wasn't a childhood that was, you know, anything too a happy childhood, because no, you know, I had a regular childhood. It was happy in my way, you know what I'm saying? More other people, they didn't have childhoods that were, you know, better than some, you know, but we all didn't have a childhood in which we came in this world to have, right? So I didn't have a childhood. My childhood was straight. It was cool. You know, I didn't really, you know, disregard my childhood. I just felt as though, like, in my childhood, I did deal with some shit that, you know, made me look at life now, you know, so much different from, you know, what I didn't deal with in my childhood, because I was untamable. I really was. I was an untamable child. I struggled a lot with, you know, fitting in with other children in the world. I really didn't have a lot of friends as a kid. You know, my brothers were my closest friends, so they was the ones I really, you know, hung out with the most. And, you know, any friends that I did make, I made through my brothers. You know, hence we had neighborhood friends. Pretty sure everybody had neighborhood friends. You had a neighborhood friend. I'm sure you had one. You had to have at least one. We all had somebody that we connected with, you know, as a child. Then I had my cousins. You know, family really was big with me, if anything. I didn't have any outside friends that weren't friends of either my brothers or my family, you know what I mean? So it was just pretty much me, you know, living my life, my childhood through my family, really. So I didn't have no identity outside that. And, you know, growing up, I definitely was a hard-headed ass kid. Definitely hard-headed. I definitely was the one, you know, I was the middle child. And I'm going to get to something about the middle child somewhere and further into this video, but yeah, I was the middle child, and as the middle child, I definitely got looked at the most, you know, being because I stood out a lot between my other two brothers. And just being hard-headed, like I said, giving my mama the most problems growing up, because I also had this thing. I don't know why I had this shade of, I felt like I just had a shade of a dark cloud as a young child, because I definitely got called a jinx most of my life. Now, I don't even hear this term anymore. Now, I'm pretty sure it's more beyond the term itself. A jinx, someone to just be always, what a jinx is, you don't look it up, because a jinx is somebody that just be somebody that, what I'm saying, always is clumsy, always happens to be somebody to, get into shit or have shit happen to them. And that's kind of how it was for me. Like, as a kid, I always had shit happen to me. Like, it was a dark cloud over my head most of my childhood growing up. It was like whatever I touched just, turned to mush. Like, it's like nothing. I was that type of kid. Like, if you put me in the living room, I was going to break something. I was going to break something. Like, I literally was somebody that just I don't know what it was. It just, I would roam a lot. I would touch things that I shouldn't be touching, and I would be in areas where I shouldn't be. And that's where, my head, most of my mind state as a child was, I wasn't really one of those. I was quiet. I was a quiet kid. Yes, I was very quiet, but I was very venturous. Like, I couldn't sit still, and I would just move around a lot. So it would always get me in trouble too, because, once I would be somewhere where I shouldn't be and then something happens, then I had to deal with the consequences, because I just couldn't sit still and not be somewhere that I shouldn't have been. And a lot of that in my life had happened to me. I didn't dealt with being, I dealt with getting in trouble a lot by my mama. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of consequences that, went behind a lot of my actions when I was younger. Even when I got a little bit older, I still became a lot, I still became hard-headed to do shit that I, wasn't supposed to be doing. And I'm not going to even say that was the illusionary's fault, because I wasn't in the world yet to even know any of that shit, to even play on my mind just yet. But it was just the fact that I was just, going through life, not really seeing the mistakes I make and changing, because, again, like, I didn't see myself as being somebody that could move out of that space before then, because I just felt like I always had a cloud over my head at a young age, because, I just would always get myself into trouble and be the one to get in trouble. And it would just be like, why is this happening? Why me? Like, why am I somebody that just keeps getting, whipped by life? But sometimes, people go through spiritual awakenings different. Sometimes you have to be that person to keep getting whipped by life, or you have to be that person to be, in that car that's driving the chaotic life in which you are, strapped down in the car to be in. Like, you're strapped down in a car that's in the road driving chaotic. And, sometimes it's not even the fact that this was the vehicle you want to be in. You just had to be in this vehicle and, find your way back up to the front seat and then take control and literally, be able to see that, okay, all of the bumps and all of the turns and road and the road or whatnot, and got me to actually take control of the wheel and just actually start to drive it, the way that I want to drive it and have control of it. But yeah, everybody goes through their awakening different. Some people literally have, that the life of an uneasy one to bring them to a life of moving into a blissful one, is what I'm trying to say, a more gracious one. But like, in my life, yeah, I done dealt with a lot of stuff that's always brought back to the forefront to have me see my life. Because like I said, when you do come into your conscience, you know, a lot of your old life will download itself back up to the front. You will, you know, get a lot of your old life back to the front, and it will come into a lot of, you know what I'm saying, Pictionary moments from your childhood. You know, just you know, you might get a whole download of your childhood back to the front, or you might just get snapshots here and there of your life, you know. And you know, a lot of the snapshots from my life are, you know, snapshots of me just in situations that I just wish I wasn't in. You know, I just really wish that, I mean, I couldn't have, you know, really not have done a lot of shit that I did at a young age, man. Hence, this is exactly why, you know, I'm making this video, because this is a perfect way for me to vent and repent away from my old life to now move into my new life now. You know, hence a rebirth of my new self, to not ever do anything that I have done to promise myself to the stars, to the planets, to the universe, that I am a changed, you know, soul. There is, you know, so much in my past life, being young, and even, you know, my teens, and even into my adult life, up into my awakening life now, is that, you know, a lot of shit that I, you know, just really still, it still clings to me, because you can't get rid of that life. You know, it's with you forever, but all you can do is know that that is your past life. You are moving into your new, you know, your rebirth. Your, you know, your, who you are now is what matters. Because if we all could change the past, I'm pretty sure we'll do it. But it's you know, it's the reason why we have past lives for a reason. But it's just to focus on the rebirth now. But my past life, you know, I wasn't what you would call, you know, the most happiest kid. No. I did deal with a lot of anger issues. I was very angry, very angry. And I would take my anger out on people or things. And I hurt some people in my lifetime, you know. And I heard some things in my lifetime that literally is not good for anybody to do when you're upset or you're frustrated or you're mad. You know, not to literally use your energy as a way to attack energy of life of someone else. And that's sort of what I did as a young. I would attack the energy and the lives of, you know, people or animals. And I'm nobody that is, you know, that hasn't done. I'm not on here to say that I'm a saint, because I'm not. I'm not on here to say that I'm good, because I can actually say that I'm somebody that has done so wrong, so much like wrong in my life that I have done in my on my end, to bring it to the forefront to show you that, you know, I'm not somebody on here that's, you know, a representation of a pure soul, because I never, you know, before I came into who I am right now, to even know that souls even exist, to even energy even existing. But I know that who I am within is so, it plays a huge role to not just myself, but everybody that I didn't attack in my past life, or I didn't ever done anything to. And I just was somebody who was very, you know, I would just sprung out. I would just spring out at and lash out at anything that, you know, my anger would be attached to. You know, being so so tapped into my emotions, my emotional side of myself, that I would, you know, subside against, you know, whoever was in my way of, you know, me being angry or me being upset, you know. I would have fights with my brothers. I would have fights with, you know, my mama. And I wasn't the best nurturing kid to animals. Animals, cats, I have had a strong out. I didn't strike out so many times with cats in my life. I have never been, you know, as a kid, and even as an adult, been someone to be as nurturing to animals as I should have been. Because knowing how important that cats are to us as far as in the spiritual world, the fact that what I have done to cats, and I'm not talking about killing cats. No, I ain't done nothing, no shit like that. No, I ain't that motherfucker at all. I'm not that dude. No, I'm not that at all. And excuse my language, but no, I'm not that at all. I'm saying that as far as me having cats in my life, I haven't treated them spiritually with the respect that they deserve as, you know, our spirit animals. I haven't treated them with that respect. Being that, you know, I used to be like when I would get mad or aggressive, you know, with an animal, with a cat that I didn't had or was in, you know, the possession of if it was in my possession, I would not treat it with a whole 100% love and care as they should be, 100%. You know, I was the type of person, when I get mad and I get emotional, I get frustrated, I would put my hands on a cat in a way it shouldn't be, you know, I shouldn't put my hands on it. And that's not fair to any sort of energy on the planet to be, you know, to be abused, to be, you know, used as someone's punching bag or used as somebody's way to, you know, release energy when they're upset. No one likes to be kicked when they're down. No one likes that shit. You should never want to kick somebody when they down, ever. And I was the type of person that looking at animals as a way of me seeing that, okay, I'm somebody who, you know, who's already, you know, emotionally upset, I'm mad. And when the thing about cats that I didn't understand at my young age, and even when I was older, because like I said, like emotionally, I'm gonna get to this point too, but when I was a kid, I would just automatically say to myself, all animals love me, because dogs, they love me. Dogs love me. I couldn't get a dog off of me. If I was a kid and I came across a dog, and no matter how big it was, no matter what type of fucking breed of dog it was, I was like, this dog, it liked me. It liked me. And I could just come around and I could just feel the love from a dog. You feel it, you know? But a cat, you can't feel that love. Because a cat is only it's going to like who it wants, because that's why cats are so ancestral. They are so spiritual. They pick up on energy. They do. And they are only going to fuck with who they spiritually are connected to, who they feel that good vibration from. If you somebody that's a stranger and you got bad energy, if you somebody that just literally always, you know, you seem like somebody that is, you know, always attackful to the cat, or you always just, when you see the cat, you just run up on it. The cat don't even know you, but you just always go to it. You know, that's how you know a cat, it's like, it's not going to fuck with you because it don't know you. It's got to pick up your energy. It's got to pick up, you know, your presence. You know, hence it's got to come to you. You keep going to it, it's just always going to run away, because it's like, it's not vibing that way. But see, that was the type of person with me. I was just like, all animals love me. I just instinctively, you know, thought this. I'm like, all animals fuck with me. But anytime I would come around a cat that wasn't, you know, that it wasn't mine, it happened to have been somebody else. And not that I'm saying this, you know, I was just beating on people's cats. No, listen, I would come around cats and I would just instinctively think that, oh shit, you know, this cat fuck with me. So, you know, I mean, how come I ain't getting the same love from the cat that I'm getting from the dog? Like, this is what I be thinking. I just be thinking every time I see a cat, it just fuck with me. Or I try to go over, you know, I be the one to go to the cat always. I go to the cat and then the cat, it just move away from me or it just go this way. And then, you know, and my emotions play into that. You know, my emotions play into that, like, damn, cat not fucking with me or some shit. I'm thinking like, like all animals love me. Like, why the cat ain't fucking with me? My emotions playing into it. So it's making me, you know, feel as though like I'm unwanted. You know, cause I always say like, I'm loved by dogs. I put myself in a position to be loved by all animals because I just had that gravitation. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not knowing spiritually that cats, they vibe on their own. Like, they don't want to be bothered unless they got their scent on you, unless they know you. They gonna come to you. But this just ain't me. I'm just going to the cat. I'm fucking with the cat. I'm always, you know, I always been a person I like animals, and cats always just been, I just gravitate towards them more because it was a challenge. Because it was just like, cats they just won't come to you. So you always gotta go to them. So shit, sometimes I find myself, cat be over, you know, it be over, I'm at somebody's house, they got a cat. I see it, I try to go, you know, mess with it, and it go off somewhere. I be type person, you know, look around, be looking for the cat. It be up in the window somewhere, and I'm just over there playing with the cat in the window. You know, I'm moving over there towards the cat because I'm going towards, you know, the challenge of the cat because I'm wanting the cat to like me. I'm wanting the cat to, you know what I'm saying, to see that, you know, I'm loving. I'm not somebody that's trying to hurt it. But that plays into my emotions because I'm just thinking like, shit, I'm feeling like the cat don't, you know, he don't like me or she don't like me. Like, whatever type of cat it is, I'm like, why does the cat like me? Like, what did I do? But it's more of a look at, like, it's not because the cat don't like me or the cat just ain't fucking with me. It just don't know me on that spiritual level. It don't know me to just, you know, have it come around. And then most cats are just, you know, they're protectors and guardians of their home. So they're always going to treat the guardian of who they're protecting. They're always going to treat that person with more love than just the visitor, the one that's coming through. You're just coming through. I always just came through if it was at somebody else's house. If it was just somebody's house I was coming through, I had to look at myself. I'm the visitor. I'm not here as the cat's, you know, guardian or I'm not here as his owner or anything like that. I'm just here in the home. Like, and I saw myself just, you know, always seeing, even as a young kid, that just like kind of always would discourage my emotions, like make me feel like I wasn't wanted by the cat. And that played into my emotions, but not in a way where I was I was aggressive with the cat, but it would just have me follow the cat around the house, like, because it just, you know, it play into my emotions more. Like, I really want the cat to like me, and I just even find myself just playing more and more with the cat because I'm like, damn, why? I just want the cat to like me and some shit. And, you know, this is even more the reason why, you know, I looked at myself as just being totally different as far as how, you know, I didn't have a real connection with the real world besides, you know, like I said, friends that were of my family or my family. So I gravitated to animals. Like, animals were sort of like, you know what I'm saying, next to kin. They were next to friends to me. Like, I could sit down and play with a cat all day, you know, and not even want to sit up and talk to people. I just see a cat and that's where I'd be chilling at. Was just that type of kid growing up. And, you know, even when I got a little bit older, I still had love for cats. You know, my Mima, she had a cat, and I used to love that cat to death. Like, every time that I come over and visit, that'd be the first thing I do. I walk in, I see the cat, boom. Just like, it was just the kid in me. Every time I seen an animal, every time I seen a cat or a dog, just, you know, go straight for it. You know, just be like, I was just a loving, I was an animal type of nigga, you know, just like that. But I also had a dark side with animals as well, because I had my own cat. You know, I had a cat of my own, and I didn't treat it the way that a cat should be treated. When it, you know, when that cat, when I had that cat in my possession, or when that cat was with me, it was like this cat was somebody that was mine. I'm the owner of it. So I'm thinking to myself, it would show me love in a way where, you know, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm your owner. you know, I would just want that sort of love from the cat when I wanted it, and then I didn't get it. Emotion played into it. I got aggressive with the cat. You know, I put my hands on it in certain ways that I shouldn't, and you know, that's not at all how you know handle anything when, you know, when you're emotional, and you know what I'm saying, when dealing with animals, especially cats. They're so special to just not us, like just so special to us spiritually. They really are. And you know, I ain't shit. I ain't shit. I can honestly say that. And this is exactly why I'm making this video, because it's a way for me to repent, away from, you know, from the life that didn't, from that life of living. It's me getting this heavy burden off my chest, expressing myself in a way of not holding anything back through my journey. You know, and I'm not at all happy with my past life and how I express myself with my anger or with my emotions when I didn't get what I wanted, because that's what it would play out to be like. What I didn't get, whatever I didn't want, my emotions would play into that a whole lot. And you know, I would sort of like blank out and I wouldn't even know how to go within myself, because I didn't even know how to go within myself and just really, you know, see what the fuck, you know, stop what I'm doing when doing it. And I didn't, and a lot of the shit that I did in my life, my past life, is what always comes back and revisits me, you know, to let me know that you did this shit, you know what I'm saying, it happened in your life. But it's just like, it's more of a the tragic of that, my old life coming back to me, just showing me, you know, that that's not the life that I want. That's not the life that I want to move into anymore. That's not the life that I'm trying to, you know, I'm not trying to be back into that, not trying to go back to that dark side of living, of me handling my emotions in that way, because I have been like that all my life, even up into my spiritual awakening. But I have always been somebody to not be able to deal with my emotions in the right way, because, you know, I would black out to something that if I didn't get what I wanted, I would black out to it. But it didn't have to be, wasn't all aggressive. It wasn't all aggressive. I wasn't always aggressive when I didn't get what I wanted. But it would just be, I would move away from certain people. I would distance myself, or I would just pull back, yank myself back from, you know, those that would, if I couldn't get something from you, or if I couldn't, you know, get you to help me with something, or if I couldn't have you there with me, or if it was something that you told me that I didn't want to hear, and you know what I'm saying, if it was something that I didn't want in my space, or that I just, you know what I'm saying, wanted other people to see me on, hence my ego played a lot into, you know, my life. It did. You know, I tug and pull with everybody. You know, I couldn't literally go somebody's way and just me give in to them. I couldn't do it. I wasn't going to do it. And that's probably a lot of, you know, the difficulties of my past life, my past lives that I dealt with, and how, you know, it's something that I'm reshaping in my rebirth now. I'm reshaping in who I am as a person. You know, to know that I'm not this. You know, everything lies within here, and everybody has that energy within them to see that life is much more bigger than your emotions. Life is much more bigger than the anger you hold for somebody else just because they don't feel you on your opinions, or they don't value you on your they don't value your emotions, or somebody doesn't want to like you because you want them to like you. It's more than that, you know, because that's where self-love plays into a factor. If I had more self-love in me, I probably wouldn't even gave two fucks about, you know what I'm saying, the cat even liking me. I just wanted the cat to like me. That's why I was so emotionally drawn to it, because it didn't like me, you know? And that's the problem a lot within this illusion, is that we don't have that self-love within to see that you want somebody to like you, or you want to tug somebody your way, and, you know, hear you on everything you have to say or everything you have to feel. But all of that is already within you. So you going out and tugging at everybody else, you know what I'm saying? You ain't tugging on the one string that matters, which is yourself, which is your inner love, which is your inner self, which is the most important factor to who you are. Because every other validations are just, you know what I'm saying, a validation ain't nothing but another code for, I need you to tell me this. I need you to say this to me. I need you to come my way. I need you to do this. The dependency factor, I need. And I just really wanted to stretch on that, you know what I'm saying, on how that was something huge that played on my life before then, and how it just has screwed me up so much up into my spiritual awakening, because it's, you know, it's something that keeps it keeps slapping me back in my head, you know. It's that in your journey you're gonna have your thoughts linger. Your conscience is always, it's a program of itself. Your conscience is always re-downloading, you know, video clips of your old life, and you're getting snapshots of your images from your childhood and past life memories. So things are going to hit you that you did in your life once you make this change within your life, once you had this rebirth, once you start to realize, you know, that I'm no longer that person, but I know who that person was and who he didn't have any control. You didn't have any control. Understand something. Even if you're not perfect. You ain't done something in this world. As long as you didn't take nobody's life, and I'm not even saying to say that taking somebody's life is at all good. But everybody deserves forgiveness. Everybody deserves, because we are not who we are in the illusion. We are put in the illusion as a battle, we are put in the illusion and set up to fight each other, you know, as in war on one another. Outside of the illusion is peace, is love. That's the next dimension. The third dimension is nothing but, it's the hell state. It's the state that is the combative state. It's the state that is wanting, you know, it's wanting to literally see us on a battlefield taking one another out. So even those who didn't consciously know who they were within, to see that, you know, love conquers all. You know, those ones are, you know, they, of course they unfortunately moved down that road of taking somebody out when they shouldn't have, because no one deserves to lose their life at all. Nobody deserves to be dead. No one deserves to have their experience snuffed away from them. But we all deserve a second chance, if anything. Deserve to, you know, move through life and become a different you, move into a different light, in which you show, you know what I'm saying, the more truthful side of yourself. And, you know, myself been through, I didn't have a lot of dark times within my past lives, and things that I done went through, things that I didn't put myself into positions, you know, not knowing anything, you know, not knowing anything that was in that life of living before was, everything that, even the fact, it's all on the subconscious mind. Listen to me when I say this. Even being all of the things that we do in the illusionary state, like we do in this illusion, it's really all backwards. So anything bad is really good. So even when you steal from your brother or your sister, you just getting yours, right? You getting yours, but it's all played to the ego. So you're not really caring about this actually being another soul or energy, or you being consciously connected to this person on that same level. That trauma you place in their mind when you rob from them, or when you steal from them, or when you harm a family member of theirs, you're leaving trauma on that person's plate. You're leaving agony, you're leaving hurt that, yourself within can feel from that, for that person, on a spiritual level, on a mental level. Now, physically, you getting yours. Physically, you stealing from somebody. Physically, you taking for what you need to make your physical life more better, right? But that person that you then took from, you know what I'm saying, the mentality, the trauma in which that's, that's now scarred to their mindset, to their memory of that moment, is there forever. It's gonna be there. So that's how the illusion works. It works in you doing what you doing. You robbing somebody else. They want you to do that. They want you to keep instilling that fear. They want you to keep going with that fear factor. Like, oh yeah, you can do that. You can go ahead and go rob this person, but because once you rob somebody, the deed is done. The deed is done in the illusion. They got what they wanted. The energy in which that just fed the illusion, the gargoyles, they got what they wanted, because they seen that you just then robbed from this family subconsciously. You messed their mental up. That's all it is. The illusionary is it's a way to stagnate the conscience, to take the drill and drill straight into the subconscious of each and every one of us. So even the things that we do, they deem to say is bad, is really good, because it's the factor of how the conscience is literally being destroyed in the illusion. They only make jails. I'm gonna tell you this right now. They only make jails so that they can store energy in the jail itself. The more energy that's in those jails, the more control they have. The more control they have of the life force of each and every one of us. Because if we all knew who we were inside, and knew that we could all live our own lives without actually clinging to a system that feeds us a life to live, there would be no such thing as systems. There would be no such thing as jails. None of that. Because if everybody knew that there was a next life of living beyond the physical, I mean, you could kill me right now and I'd be going somewhere else. I mean, if that was told that's where I'm going, like spiritually, if I'm within, I know who I am. I know where, what I'm connected to. I know that I'm here to have my experience and then at some point get on. I mean, shit. If you even had, you know what I'm saying, if it was just even like a video clip showing you that this is the next life of living. Oh, this was level 1. This is level 2 right here. This one look a little bit better than level 1. It's just, I'm just saying that even being that in your past lives, it's not even your fault. It's something that you will have to deal with. You will have to deal with on a spiritual level when your mind was used to target the minds of others, target the vessels of others here having an experience. You will have to come to terms with, that of that moment when you have to be I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word right now. I'll just say the universal jury as energy. You'll have to deal with the universal jury. Don't think that you're dealing with the grand jury. No, you're dealing with the universal jury, because they're the ones that's gonna deal with you. Because you didn't came here and snuffed away someone else's life because you didn't consciously know what you were into, what you were here to do. You just came roaming around with your mind, you know, not aware of who you are. We're all supposed to come to our point. We're all supposed to come to a point of knowing who we are. You know, that's why we go through our test in life, to bring us to our rebirth, to bring us to our spiritual awakening, to literally put us in that next seat that's going to push us to the next level in life. So, yeah, I do believe that people deserve second chances, and that if you're somebody to be, you know, on your journey right now, awakening one, like I said, you're on your journey right now. Excuse me. You're on your journey right now. You are literally, you know, look at, because I'm pretty sure at this point now, you know, you've been rocking with me for a minute, so I'm pretty sure at this point now, you know, your journey should be, you know, you should be ahead in your journey, wherever you may be at. But I know that you know, your past life memories, they come in. You know, whatever you done in your life before then, when you were tapped into the illusionary world, but no longer. You know, you have to see that that wasn't you, and it's not your fault. It wasn't, the things that you did wasn't your fault. You couldn't have seen, you know, even doing what you did, you couldn't have had changed yourself then and there, but you don't have control of you when you're in illusion, because you don't know who you are. We don't know who we are when, you know what I'm saying, everything is already made for us in this illusionary state. It's already pre-created for us when we get here. We just fall in line with it. And we just don't even know how in control we can be of our emotions as beings. We have that power within to be so in control of ourselves. And this is a long ass video. Damn, man. But this is a confession video, so it was gonna be a long one. But yeah. You know, so that being said, I just wanted to, I said something earlier in the video I was gonna get to, but damn, I forgot. I've been going, man. It's 43 minutes in the video, but I'm gonna hurry up and say this so I can finish this video off. Being that this is a video of me repenting, you know, it's so much more that I'm repenting, just not being just the things that I spoke about, but just more stuff me repenting on now, because it's just want to cleanse myself, you know, just want to cleanse myself and just move into a new rebirth of who I am, and know that each and every day I'm growing as a different, you know, I'm growing spiritually, mentally, and physically. I'm growing, you know, more into a different me each and every day. I'm gaining more and more energy every day to become more of my higher self. And, you know, I just basically want to repent away from all of that, you know, repent my old life and all that negative energy that has, you know, that has been there, you know, ruffling my feathers, because it's like I had to release this video. I had to release this energy from my past life, because even being that it was just something that only I knew about, and, you know, I couldn't just hold on to it anymore. You know, I couldn't just keep tucking it away in the vault and just letting it sit there. It feels so good to get this off my chest and say it, you know, to myself being in you, awakening one. It just feels good to just say it to somebody, basically. And I don't feel bad about it at all, because I know that I know who I truly am, and I know that I'm more to myself now than I ever was to who I was to that motherfucker back in the past. That you know that person that was in the past, just I didn't consciously know any of the shit that I was doing. Okay, especially how to control my emotions. I know now that you know emotions are more, they play more on a factor of what you allow to control your emotions. What you allow to take over your emotions is basically, that is what's gaining harness of your emotions. Like if you're allowing something outside of yourself, outside of you, to gain your emotions, then you're being weakened and drained by that thing or person or whatever. Your emotions are sacred. That's your inner energy within you to control whatever is on the outside that plays into that factor of trying to have you move into it or have you distraught to it or whatever. And me, I know that my emotions are something that I'm fully aware of and in control of, and know that that's the last thing I want to do is hurt, other pure energy in this world that's not trying to hurt me. Like it's not right for me to try to hurt other energy or try to hurt somebody that ain't trying to hurt me. That's not what we're here to do at all. We're not here to harm each other. We're supposed to live here harmoniously, and live in a world where it's peace and love. So that being said, I'm just gonna end the video off on this though. If you watch this video, Awakening One, just it's okay to look at yourself and and say that you're not perfect for the things that you done in your past life. Okay, it's not about the things that you done. It's about moving forward in your journey, moving forward in your spiritual way, your spiritual path. Excuse me, and becoming who you are meant to become in this world. The God within you, the goddess within you, will forgive you. It will forgive you. It will. Because you didn't know, the things that you were doing in life, or you were aware of, to know to be able to have control, to move away from it, or not put yourself in situations to do it. It's this time right now that is the time of you being so much, you're having self-awareness, and knowing that you have the greatest amount of harnessed energy within, to look at yourself as being more than just somebody to just easily fall into the sand, quicksand, and see yourself just not be able to come out. And so just always remember that, and it's not your fault, and that you shouldn't beat yourself up thinking so much about what you done in your past. Just focus on the present moment right now, and keep leveling up each and every day so that you can become your higher self, and know that the universe, it forgives you. The universe it loves you, and it's just happy to see you on the right path right now. And that's the truth.